Hello and welcome to the introduction of Blockbench. In today's video, I will model Thor hammer. So when you open, you're presented with these options. So just keep it simple and click on generic model and just create new model and just click on create new model and you're presented with these options. If you want to give a name, you can give name or just click on confirm. And now in order to add a mesh, just come over here and click add mesh. Okay. So for simplicity, I'll leave it as is and click confirm. So the cube is created. So now let's understand how to move in the viewport, how to navigate in the viewport. So in the empty area, hold the left mouse button and drag the mouse or move the mouse. And this way you can orbit around in the viewport. And in order to pan, hold the right mouse button and move the mouse to pan in the viewport. Okay? And you can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. All right, so let's continue and I will move this up. Okay, and then I will scale this, press S to resize it. And then from here, I'll just click and drag to reduce the depth. And then the width of it, I will reduce it just a little bit and depth a bit more. And I think this is fine. So let's go to the face selection and click on the face and just click on loop cut, or you can use the shortcut Shift R. So if you want to change the direction of this loop cut, you can come down and click this arrow. It will change the direction. Okay. Now I'll change to the move tool and move it up. Okay. And now I will add another loop cut. Shift R and then bring it down. So now in order to make it equal for both sides, up, top and bottom, what I can do is hold Control and move it up freely. Okay. And now in order to make the edge loop selection, go to the edge selection mode and then alt click on the edge. It will select the entire edge loop. Okay. And then I can just move it down. Let me change the shading to see a little bit better. All right. So I will just hold Control and move it just to make it equal for top and bottom. Okay. And now I will select the top edge and just move it in, trying to create a bevel effect. Okay, and then select the bottom edge and move it in. Okay, I'll do the same thing from this side. Select and move it in. Okay, same thing for the bottom. Select and move it in. Okay, so now I will add two more loop cuts in this direction. So I'll switch to the face selection, click anywhere and add a loop cut and then just move it out. Now I will select the face and then click on add loop cut and then just move it out. So now in order to make it equal from both sides, just hold Control and I can move it freely. Switch to the S selection and then alt click to select the entire edge loop and then just move it slightly to make it roughly equal. Okay, so now I'll switch to the face selection and then I will make a selection. Shift click to add to the selection and then I will scale this inwards uniformly. So let's find out. I think this red one is the one. Click and drag the mouse just once. And this much is fine. Yes. So same thing from this side. shift click to add to the selection, and then just click and drag. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so the top part of this hammer is done. And now let's work on the handle. So I will add a new mesh. And this time I will change to a cylinder, and I will reduce the sides. Click and drag to 8. Okay. And click on confirm. So the cylinder is added, and I still have the option to change the parameters. So I'll reduce the diameter and increase the height. I think the height is way too much. I'll reduce it. This much is enough. Okay, and then I will switch to the object mode and bring this down. Let me switch to the orthographic view. So come down over here and click on this dot. It will switch to the orthographic view, and I can move it precisely. Yeah, this is fine. And then to come out of the orthographic view, just click and drag over here, and then you're back into the perspective viewport. Okay. Now let's add detail to this handle. Switch to the face selection and click on the face, and I'll add a loop cut. So the loop cut is added in a vertical fashion. I want to change it to horizontal and then bring it down. Okay. Slightly up. Now I will hold control and make the selection. Yeah, all of these faces are selected, and I will extrude it out. Okay. Or I can use the shortcut Shift A to extrude the selection. Okay, so this is the amount of extrusion, and I would like to reduce it further. So I will have to scale it, and I cannot uniform scale it. So what I will do is scale it from X and Y manually. Hold control while you are scaling it down, just matching it equally. Okay, this is fine. And now I would like to add another piece for the top of the hammerhead, and this will be another cylinder. I'll reduce the diameter and reduce the height. Let's bring it up, all the way up here, and I would like to reduce the diameter, but I think I have to scale it. Hold control so I can scale it a bit freely. Yeah, this much is fine. Okay, and I can bring it in a bit more. So hold control so I can move it a bit freely. All right, so now it's time to add the texture. Select all of these. Okay, and now come over here and click on this create texture button and keep the settings as is. Uncheck the combine islands and click confirm. So what it has done, it has created UVs and assigned different colors to it. Okay, so let's come over here and click on paint. So we are in the painting workspace, and I think I need to add more density to it. So let's come over here to edit mode and right click so I can delete the texture, and I'll create the texture again. And this time I will change the density to 32x. Okay, and uncheck the combine islands. All right, let's check. Yeah, so now I have more density. All right, so let's continue then. I will change to the paint bucket mode, select a color, and then just click in the UV window. So it will paint everything in the same color, and change the shading to flat shading so I can see all of it equally. Okay. I'll change the color now and start to click and give a different shading to each part, just to differentiate. Okay, and now I'll just continue adding a different tone to it. I'll fast forward a bit. Okay, this is fine. Now for the top, I'll give a slightly different shade to it. Now let's work on the handle. Change to a dark reddish brownish tone and just keep on clicking it. Now for this, I'll get a little bit of a grayish tone, silverish tone, then try to paint in this bottom area. Okay, so we have a little bit of a problem here. As you can see, switch to the edit mode and click, and then zoom out in the UV window. You can see where it is, and then what you can do is go back to the paint mode and then just paint in the UV window. Okay, same thing. Again, go back to the edit mode, click, and then zoom out with holding control so you can see the selection where it is, and then go back to the paint window, paint mode, and then just paint in the UV. So as you can see, I'm able to fix that problem. Okay, fine. So I'll continue. Just giving a little bit of a different shade over here. All right, you get the idea. Now I can add some detail to it. So I'll change the color a little bit. And let's add detailing to the handle. I'll pick a lighter tone and I'll give a stripes to this handle, leaving a gap of 2 pixel rows. Now this needs to be done from all sides in order to complete the circle. I'll fast forward a little bit to save some time. Okay, so this is done. And now I will add some detailing on the sides. So if I have more pixel density, I can give better detail to it. So I'll add a different tone from all sides, a darker tone. Now I would like to add a reddish tone just to give blood splashes on it as it was used. Okay, just to add some detail to it. Let's give a different shade to it. I like this darker tone. By hiding other objects, I can easily paint in all directions. Okay, so I think this color is better. I will use this color for the stripes over here. So I can just quickly paint. Yeah. Okay, for this one, I'll just repaint the blood. Okay, good. So this is the end of the tutorial. I hope you were able to learn something from it. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time with another tutorial. Take care and bye bye.